Get back in there. Oh, get back in there. I mean, get back in there. Get back in there. Quite a few trying to get out that pot. We need them in our belly. So you might have figured it out. We're cooking Camilla Great Northern beans. Right? They come in a package like this. Great Northerns, 1 pound. That's 2 pounds that we're going to cook. I'm washing them. So there you go. Beans come into a boil. We're going to boil them for 2 hours. Slice up this smoked sausage in little wheels. And we're going to use that local double D smoked sausage. And we're going to put some shrimp in our beans, as well as we're going to put some smoked turkey neck. Smoked turkey neck. That's going to give it amazing flavor. Oh, yeah. So you get the hang of it, right? Just like that. I'm glad that I have one of these onions to show you. So you get a little bag like this when you buy the onions, maybe. Or you can use a regular old trash bag, like a Walmart bag, grocery style bag. And I'm going to cut this like that. And then inside the bag, I'm going to peel all of the layer to get to the layer I want. Right? Peel it like that. There you go. That's how you keep your board clean. And peel your onion. And then you just throw away the onion. The onion skins is already in the bag. Throw that away. Now, look at my red bean video, and you can see a little bit better some of the content about why I'm not talking so much. But to do the onion, we're gonna dice it. So we slice across, depending on how small we want it. Then we come on top, and this is what you're doing on top. You're just slicing in it, all right? And then you come to the side like this, and that's how you dice the onion. That is a way, to dice onion. That's how I was taught to do it, and I like doing it that way. Now, because we're not going to waste that onion, we're going to just put some more slits in it. And then we'll turn it to the side and just cut it small. All right, now that's diced. See all of this white foam on there? That's not gonna hurt nothing. You can leave it on there if you want, or you can skim it off. Or if you're gonna use the turkey necks, some people boil a pot of water, and then they drop those turkey necks in there for a few minutes, and then they pull them out. You see how smoked sausage is in there? Wooden spoon in there, it won't get hot. Now I'm about to show you something that you've not seen yet on the channel. And that's how, I think I did show you how we do this. But for the bell pepper, we just cut the skin off, the edges of it off like that. I did hone my knife before we started. So this baby is ready to cut. It's like a Cadillac. It's just going where it want to go. You know, there you go. And then from here, you just cut your lines like this. Man, that knife sharp. Or however you cut them, turn them to the side. Now for these that have that little cup, if your knife is really sharp, you could go from the skin side like this. If your knife is really sharp. But other than that, it may be easier for you to go this way, like this. This knife is very sharp. So now some people say when you do that, you bruise it, and that's fine. Your your teeth gonna bruise it more than your knife could ever bruise it. And we understand though. Then you bunch them all up and very gently, you just dice them. All right. So that's how you dice a bell pepper. It's a way to dice a bell pepper. Maybe you know a different way. Maybe your papa, your mama, your auntie, your big mama, maybe they taught you to do it a different way, and that's fine. There's more than one way to do it. I really understand why the people over at Reese's Peanut Butter say there's more than one way to eat a Reese's. There's no wrong way, pardon me. Because as long as you're eating them, they're doing good. All right, now I'm going to hit the spoon, get that a stir, because we don't want that to burn. We're just trying to get some color on that smoked sausage. And once we get that color, we'll be good. Now, I'm going to just dice this up like this the rest of the way. So you don't really need to. You remember that onion bag that we told you could just leave it? So then when you get your green onion, roll that rubber band all the way down and just kind of eyeball them up and just cut them all. Cut the hair off. And then you could discard that. And now you got this green onion, and you just get out a nice little. Now they call this green onion. Some people call it scallions. Some people call it shallots, but it's not a shallot. In fact, sous chef has a jumbo horse shallot. So, but where I'm from, they call this shallot, and it's not. But that's what they call it. And when they talk about it, I understand exactly what they're saying. So this is just a way to do it. It's not the only way, but it is a way. And we don't want this in the pot yet, even though some of them are trying to roll in the pot. And see, when you get to that rubber band, stop. Then roll it around like that. And we don't want to eat that. You always got to hitchhiker. And I'm smelling my smoked sausage, and I need to give that a stir. Now this little bit, we're just going to put that in the bowl like that. We're going to keep them rubber bands because that come in handy for all kind of other stuff. And we ain't wasting nothing. Now with the green onion, that's in the bowl. Now we're going to dice up this the celery. You can look at my red bean video. There's a lot more ways to do it than this, but I'm doing it this way because I extensively showed you in the last video how to do it. And I want to keep this video real brief. It took me quite a long bit of time to get that camera to act right with the video to upload it to YouTube. I wanted to drop my red bean video last night. I started at 8 o'clock that night trying to do it, and I couldn't even get it done till around lunchtime today. So I was a little disappointed with that because I kept that video from you all this time. And that's good on that. We're going to eat this later. You know, we call it rabbit food. But in the red bean video, I talk a lot about how to take the fiber out of that celery. Or as we say down here, celery. In New Orleans, we say celery. And out in Cajun country, we say celery. So that's how that worked like that. And now that's all our aromatics, except for one aromatic. You tell me the one I forgot. Also, something I forgot to do is I forgot to get one of the most important pieces in New Orleans cooking, Cajun Creole cooking, that bay leaf. How many we threw in there? That many, right? Put that bay leaf in there. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get what we're missing from out of the freezer. Now, many of you know what this is. That is a habanero. It ain't nothing to play with. You need to wear gloves when you fool with it. I don't because I like burning myself. Throw that habanero in there. And because I'm doing 2 pounds of beans, I'm going to throw 2 habaneros in there. Now I keep them in the freezer. And I did smash them. I shouldn't have did that. Now the last thing we're going to process is some of this frozen garlic. One thing you want to always be mindful of is how your beans are boiling, the sound of your beans. You want that bean to be making the right sound. Because when it gets loud, that means you're running out of water. It's time to add some hot water to it. Now, you want to fill your water kettle up, or you want to use your electric kettle with cold water, and you bring that to a boil on the stove, and that's what you add to your red bean pot, or your white bean pot, or your black bean pot. Now, this pot right here, we're just going to cook all this down and get it nice and brown. And then after it's nice and brown, I'm going to season it with salt, black pepper, and I may throw a little bit of cayenne, but then I may not. And then I'm going to add the garlic to it as well, and that'll be it. Even though the pork oil is there, we're going to use a little EVOO, just a good kind, just a splash like that, because that's going to help these vegetation, the aromatics, to sweat down and get brown like we want them. Listen to those beans. Now we're going to add some hot water to them because they needed it. That's what they were saying. That roar means that the water is boiling out, and that's going to be a problem because your beans are going to stick. So add hot water to your pot so that they'll boil and not simmer and run out of water and stick. Because nobody want to eat no starch beans, scorched beans. So you got to pay attention to your pot, because your pot will talk to you. All right, remove everything from the pot, all your aromatics. And you got to remember that you don't want this to burn, so you got to go kind of fast. And you might be wondering what I'm doing. If you've seen my easy, simple red bean video, you know. And if you didn't see it, stay tuned to see it. About to show you. Now I want to get everything. I want to get everything out of there. And get everything, like I said. Now we're going to put this back in here. Man, that pan is hot. And put a splash of cold water. And we're going to take our immersion blender, blend it up. This is for all those people that are picky and they don't like to eat because they don't want to eat nothing green. I got them in every family. In every family. Might even be married to one. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you the truth. I forgot to add the garlic. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to add the garlic. I keep my garlic in the freezer and I smash it with a mortar pestle. I don't lose that flavor. put a splash of water. I want to add a little bit of salt. That's just a little bit. And I'm going to add some black pepper. And I'm about to crunch up the amount I need in my mortar pestle. And that way I'll have my proper amount. Okay. So now we'll add that black pepper. Not that much. Okay. So stir this up. Let that ragu. Better get all that flavor off the bottom. And I'll add, let that add a little bit of water in that. And we're just gonna let this ragu and cook till our beans are almost tender. Because this is how you build flavor. And don't forget to rotate your pot every now and again. Because you don't want nothing sticking on the bottom like that stuff is there. So that's how you run into scorch problems. So keep that bottom of that pot clean. That look good. I'm gonna get a little taste. That's really good. All right, so all right, we got a lot going on in this picture. But now we're gonna add. Typically, right now, I would have shrimp stock that I made when I peeled the shrimp, and I would add that to the white beans to give it more of that shrimp flavor. But in this pot, with the aromatics and the smoked sausage, I'm gonna add those peeled in the vein shrimp. So when I went to the shrimp truck in that video, I bought 5 pounds of shrimp. And once you peel the shrimp, you're left with that. And one thing to keep in mind, peeled shrimp, you don't really lose a lot of weight like you do when you buy other ingredients that have a lot of bone to it or carcass or anything like that. So peeled shrimp is a good source of protein for the pound. The pound price, it's a good source. So now we're just gonna move this around in here, and we're gonna let this just marinate together like that. I don't know about you, but you should be hungry by now. Looking at this, I wish you could smell it. One day we're gonna get smell-o-vision, but till then, just watch the video and enjoy the sights, the sounds, the flavors, the aromas, and the accent, most importantly, like that. Now, we don't want to overcook our shrimp, but typically when you make white bean, you're going to overcook them. Now, if you see how much a bean is sticking out of the water, that's how you know that the water is evaporating like it's supposed to. Now, those beans are still soft, but they have a little firmness to them. And what I didn't show you in my red bean video is how to cream the beans. But I'll show you that maybe if I remember a little later. But I'm going to add some water to this, some hot water out of my kettle. I'm going to add that to it. Okay. So now we're going to check it. This is looking really good. You could put some rice on top of that or this on top of rice. And that would be excellent. Excellent. Check for flavor. C'est bon. If you don't know what c'est bon means, Well, that's a different video. Now let's check these beans for tenderness. That's perfect. Now, I want to talk to you about creaming the beans. So basically, you take the back of the spoon and you just smash some beans on side the pot, and that's how you thicken the beans up. Now down here in Cajun country, Creole country, some people make a roux and they add that to the beans. I don't do that personally, but you could do it. If your mama do it, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. If your grandpa do it, I'm sure it's good. I don't do it. That don't make it right or wrong. So you could do it either way. But use this as a guideline to get a base for your beans. And once you get that, then you can have all kind of fun with it. Kill our heat down and now, lower it. And now I'm gonna take this off the heat. And I don't know if you ever seen these before, but these are not earmuffs, but they're straight out of Japan. I don't even know how to use them, but I'm gonna just use them like this for right now. Okay. Now I wanna put the beans and this, the ragu, together. So let's see. Now this is dangerous. Don't try this at home. Please don't try this at home. But I'm trying it at home, so you don't have to. Okay? I don't want you to do nothing dangerous, because if you end up in that ER, or if you end up spilling this on the floor, I promise you, it's so good, you're going to really think about that 3-second rule. And notice I said 3 seconds, because, and that's good. We're not going to scrape that out. Put that in the sink, draw some water on it. Now this is the part where you got to be careful, because this pot is too small. Man, that pot is too small. But you know what? We're going to let it do what it do. Because I know what? I know you know what I know, that this look good. In fact, this looks so good, you ready to eat. And you wouldn't be wrong. You would not be wrong. So we got to be careful with dealing with this because of that. Now, it might not look like much now, but when we come back, it's going to look like it just did a makeover with Clinton and Stacy. Now, I might be telling my age, but we'll see you in a few for a different review. And I'm telling you right now, this is, let me taste this here. It's it. Ooh. Oh man, this is so good. The shrimp and the habanero, the sausage, the white bean. Now you know why I call it white bean gumbo. But we're going to let this simmer real good. Like Bob Marley said, let it simmer down. Oh, Lord, man. But we got to do this on low heat because we don't want to scorch them. We surely don't. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're so good if they scorch, I'm eating them anyway. But this is how you make my world famous white bean. Get on back in that pot. White bean gumbo. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. This is it. Now I got to clean the stove. Now is the time that you all been waiting for. So I'm going to show you. Look at that. I'm going to show you how we do it down here. Now, First Lady is in the kitchen getting ice cream. But you and me, we're going to try these beans. This is my world famous white bean gumbo. It has shrimp, sausage, flavor. Okay? Go for a taste. I already know it's good. I already tasted it. I wish you could taste it too. The habanero pepper is amazing. Man, it's good. C'est bon. And you know I'm enjoying this. But I'm enjoying this for you. For you. You deserve this more than me. If you make white beans, add shrimp to it and add a habanero pepper. I will put my beans, I will put my white beans up against anybody who make white beans. It don't matter where they live at in the world. You cook your pot of white beans, I'll cook my pot of white beans. Some people say, that this ain't white beans. And now you know why I named it white bean gumbo. Also, some people say, where the rice at? Now I'm going to quote somebody from up north. They say when the beans are good, you don't need rice. So I'm going to let you tell me if these beans are good. I wish I had a tortilla so I could wipe that bowl. I make the best white beans that I know. Tell me what you apologize because I got a little excited and I started talking that New Orleans cash money trash. And I'm sorry for doing that. You probably have had better white beans than this. And I'm happy that you have. And I want you to enjoy your white beans as much as I've enjoyed showing you how I make my world famous white bean gumbo or my world famous white beans. Thank you for watching. See you at the next one.